Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're diving into something you might not have expected. But it tells a really surprising story about global consumer trends
Hmm.
and, how even seemingly simple items reflect these massive shifts in our lifestyles.
Right.
We're talking about the global camping chair market, which, surprisingly, is booming.
It really is fascinating. You take a humble item like a camping chair, and it just reveals so much about uh, broader movements, outdoor recreation, leisure equipment.
Exactly.
We're pulling insights today straight from the Global Camping Chair Market Report 2021-2033. It's by Cognitive Market Research.
Okay.
And our mission really is to dig into the key insights: market size, growth, what's driving it. So you walk away really understanding this, well, niche but pretty significant industry.
And when we say camping chair, the report makes it clear these aren't just for deep woods camping, right?
Not at all. They're designed specifically for portability, durability, and importantly, comfort.
So super versatile.
Totally. Think camping, hiking, sure, but also sporting events, backyard stuff, festivals, a day at the park. Anywhere you want a convenient seat.
And the big headline up front, demand is, well, it's climbing globally.
Absolutely climbing.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting, maybe a bit surprising even.
Lay the numbers on us.
Right, so this report shows the global market was just over $106 million back in 2021.
Okay, 106.8 million.
Yeah, and it's projected to hit $136 million by 2025 and then soar to over $222 million by 2033.
Wow, so more than doubling in about a decade.
Exactly. We're talking a compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of nearly 6.3% between 2025 and 2033.
6.297%, yeah. That's solid, consistent growth for this kind of product.
That's like a quiet revolution in outdoor comfort, isn't it?
It really is. And what's fascinating is why. This growth isn't just random. The report points to two main things.
Okay.
First, just more people getting outdoors. Increased participation in outdoor recreation globally.
Right, that makes sense. We see that trend.
And second, consumers are actively looking for convenience. They want things that are collapsible, easy to carry, and, crucially, ergonomic, comfortable.
So function and comfort.
Precisely. If you connect that to the bigger picture, it suggests a significant investment by people everywhere in making their leisure time better, more comfortable, more accessible.
That perfectly frames the why behind these pretty impressive numbers. Okay, so let's zoom in a bit. Where is this growth actually happening?
Good question. Let's start with North America. As you might expect, it holds the largest share currently.
Right. The report has it valued at $42.6 million in 2021.
Yep, 42.613 million, and that's projected to grow to over 54 million by 2025, and then hit about 85.5 million by 2033.
Okay, so still growing steadily. The CAGR there is just under 6%, 5.897%.
That's right. And within North America, the U.S. is definitely the powerhouse.
Makes sense. U.S. revenue was almost $35 million in 2021, heading toward over $68 million by 2033.
Yeah, a frigidgy of about 5.7% for the U.S. But here's something interesting. While the U.S. has the biggest absolute value, look at Canada and Mexico. Their growth rates, their CGRs, are actually a bit higher.
Really?
Yeah, Canada's projected CGR is closer to 6.8%, and Mexico's around 6.7%.
Huh. So what does that tell us? Maybe market maturity.
That's a great question. It could suggest that while the U.S. market is large and established, Canada and Mexico might be catching up faster, maybe from a smaller base.
Or perhaps adopting that outdoor comfort trend even more rapidly now.
Exactly. It raises interesting points about market dynamics within the region.
Definitely something to keep in mind. Okay, let's pivot over to Europe, another big established market.
Right. Europe came in at nearly $31 million in 2021, projected to basically double, hitting $62 million by 2033.
And the CAGR there is pretty similar to North America overall, almost 5.9%.
5.885%, yeah, very close. But within Europe, you see some variations.
Like where?
Well, Germany shows solid growth, around 5% CAGR, but France really stands out.
France, how so?
Its EAGR is projected over 7%. 7.054%, which suggests a really strong surge in demand there compared to some neighbors.
Wow, okay. What about the UK?
UK is a bit lower, just under 5% CAGR. Russia is around 5.3%. Italy's stronger at about 6.4%.
And Spain?
Spain is similar to the UK, just under 5%. Interestingly, Some smaller Nordic markets, like Sweden and Denmark, have lower TGRs, around 3%.
But didn't the report mention something about the rest of Europe?
It did, and that category actually has a very high CGR, over 7.2%.
So even outside the big-name countries, there's widespread growth happening across continents.
Seems like it. Broad adoption.
Okay, so North America and Europe are the established players, growing steadily with some internal variations. Now, let's shift focus. Where are the real, growth engines? The report mentioned Asia Pacific and South America.
Absolutely. Asia Pacific, or APAC, is where you see the strongest regional growth rate.
Okay, let's hear it.
The market there was valued around $20 million in 2021.
Right, 20.078 million.
Projected to soar past 46 million by 2033. And get this, the regional CGR is over 7.5%.
7.538%.
Yes.
That's the highest regional rate we've seen.
It is. So what does this mean? I mean, APAC is really setting the pace globally for camping chair demand. It shows an incredible appetite for this kind of outdoor gear.
Incredible. And within APAC, any standouts?
Oh, yeah. India shows really impressive growth. Its CGR is projected at almost 8.5%.
Wow, 8.5. That's huge.
It is. But even more striking, maybe, is Singapore.
Singapore, a smaller market, right?
Smaller, yes, starting under $1 million in 2021, but it's projected to hit almost $1.9 million by 2033. That gives it the highest country-specific CAGR in the entire report.
Which is?
Over 9%, 9.077%, just rapid expansion.
Unbelievable. What about China and Japan? Big markets there, too.
Also showing strong, consistent growth. Both are projected around a 7.15% CAGR, so very healthy.
And again, that rest is that category.
Rest of APAC shows the highest growth overall within the region, almost 10% CAGR.
So it's not just a few big countries, it's a really broad regional wave.
Precisely. A powerful, broad-based adoption across the region.
Okay, that paints a picture of, well, almost explosive growth in APAC. What about South America? Also flagged as a growth engine.
It is, showing significant momentum too. Started at almost $7.5 million in 2021.
Okay, 7.476 million.
And projected to reach over $17 million by 2033. That's a CAGR of over 7.3%.
So also growing faster than North America or Europe.
Definitely. And within South America, Argentina and Colombia really pop.
How so?
Both showing CAGRs over 8%. Argentina around 8.1%. Colombia just slightly behind at 8.08%.
So again, highlighting that this desire for portable, comfortable outdoor seating isn't just a Western thing, it's truly global.
Absolutely. Reaching well beyond traditional camping hubs.
Okay, great. So to round out the regional picture, let's briefly touch on the Middle East and Africa, emerging markets, right?
Right. The Middle East market started smaller, under 4 million in 2021.
3.738 million.
Projected to grow to almost 6.8 million by 2033. The CAGR there is a bit more modest, just under 5%.
Okay, 4.949%. Any key players mentioned?
Saudi Arabia is noted as the largest contributor in the region.
Gotcha. And Africa?
Even smaller start, under $2 million in 2021.
1.922 million.
But it's projected to more than double, reaching over 4.1 million by 2033. That's a healthier CAGR of nearly 6%.
Oh, 5.933%. And the main countries there?
Nigeria and South Africa are highlighted as the key players driving that growth.
Interesting. So even in these developing markets, there's clear growth.
There is, and it kind of begs the question, what specific factors are driving growth there compared to the more established markets?
Right. Is it different economic drivers, changing leisure habits maybe, growth of local tourism?
Could be all of those. Or maybe the rise of outdoor events, local festivals taking hold in new ways. Lots to think about.
Absolutely. So if we just step back now and look at the whole picture, it's pretty clear. This seemingly simple product, the camping chair, it's part of a surprisingly robust, rapidly expanding global market.
Totally driven by consistent consumer preferences. People want comfort and convenience outdoors wherever they are.
Who knew a humble camping chair could tell us so much about global trends?
It's often the everyday items that reveal the biggest shifts.
So, to sum it all up then, this deep dive really shows the global camping chair market is, well, it's far from just a niche thing.
Not at all.
It's a significant, growing part of the whole outdoor recreation industry, projected to more than double, hitting over $222 million by 2033.
A huge jump.
And fueled by this really clear, consistent global demand for portable, durable, comfortable seats, making the outdoors just more accessible, more enjoyable for everyone.
Yeah. And what this makes you ponder, really, is Considering these trends we've discussed, this global demand for outdoor comfort, this convenience across all these diverse markets,
Yeah.
how might the actual definition of outdoor comfort evolve in the next few years? What will that look like?
Interesting point.
And maybe what other seemingly everyday items, like the camping chair, might be experiencing a similar kind of quiet boom, all driven by these shifts in lifestyle towards more leisure, more outdoor time.
Definitely something to think about next time you're looking for a comfy spot outside.
Exactly. Food for thought.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we take your sources and unearth the surprising insights within. Today, we're taking a deep dive into something you might not expect: the humble camping chair. It's become this fascinating case study in innovation, comfort, even sustainability, finding a home way beyond just the campsite, from deep woods to your urban balcony. Let's dig into this story.
It really is fascinating, isn't it, how an item we often just, take for granted has such a dynamic and evolving story. What was the most surprising thing for you when you started looking into these sources?
For me, it was realizing just how much a seemingly simple product can mirror these huge shifts in consumer behavior and market trends. So our mission today is really to explore what's driving this market's unexpected momentum, the challenges it's facing, and the exciting new trends shaping its future. And this is all based on the material you send over. So when you think camping chair, you probably picture something pretty basic, right? But according to the source material we looked at, this item is surprisingly innovative, adaptable. Its journey's been anything but simple.
Yeah, and what's really insightful here, I think, is how this humble chair has kind of become an unexpected barometer for shifting consumer values. From the big trend of remote work driving indoor use down to these micro demands for hyper customization. It just proves that even the simplest items are now reflections of really complex lifestyle changes.
It is kind of wild thinking about a camping chair driving a whole market boom. So what are the key factors the sources point to? What really explains this unexpected growth? When you look through it, what jumped out as the biggest drivers?
Well, the biggest one, no question, is the outdoor recreation boom. Since the pandemic, there's been this really significant shift. You see more people choosing, quiet trails, national parks, nature getaways instead of crowded airports. And this covers stuff like hiking, car camping, and overlanding, too, which is basically, self-reliant vehicle travel to remote spots.
Right. And it's not just about getting outside, is it? I mean, social media influencers, YouTube camping channels, they're practically fanning the flames here. They showcase these stunning views paired with these super comfy setups, and there's always a sturdy, foldable chair right there in the picture.
Exactly. So the demand for portable, comfortable seating, it's just exploded across really diverse groups, too. We're talking families on weekend lake trips. Yeah, sure. But also, like you mentioned, digital nomads working from a tent.
Wait, digital nomads using camping chairs in their tents? That seems like quite a leap from the classic campfire scene. Do the sources hint at whether these new users prioritize different things? Or is it just comfort on the go?
Well, the sources show they're looking for both, really. Think about, say, a young couple doing a spontaneous van trip through the Rockies. They're investing in lightweight, packable chairs, right? Chairs that fit neatly in the trunk, but also double as lounge seating for stargazing. This versatility, this kind of dual function, is becoming the new standard. It elevates the chair from just utility to, a lifestyle accessory.
Okay, so it's not just a pandemic blip. There's real innovation driving this, too. You said they've come a long way. What's an example of an innovation that really changes the experience? Yeah. Beyond, just adding another cup holder?
Oh, yeah, we're seeing stuff way beyond cup holders now. Things like ergonomic designs, serious lumbar support, rocking mechanisms, even chairs with built-in coolers. And for backpackers, you've got these ultralight options, aluminum alloy, ripstop nylon, really advanced materials. Then for the glamping crowd, you find these plush loungers, headrests, footrests. They totally redefine outdoor comfort. And these upgrades, they aren't just for show. They're genuinely transforming the user experience. And that lets manufacturers command higher prices and build really strong brand loyalty.
Okay, that makes sense. And how are these increasingly sophisticated chairs actually getting to people? I imagine this shift to online shopping plays a massive role here.
Oh, it absolutely does. Buying a camping chair now, it's as easy as clicking add to cart. Amazon, REI, even niche direct-to-consumer brands. And finding the right product is easier than ever, too. Thanks to influencer partnerships, targeted ads on social media, even curated subscription boxes. That convenience factor, especially things like next-day delivery for those last-minute trips, it's made online platforms totally essential for this category's growth.
But like any market that's booming, the camping chair sector, it faces its share of headwinds. Right. Our sources definitely highlight some significant challenges, stuff that's keeping manufacturers and retailers on their toes.
Yeah, one of the most obvious ones is just seasonal demand. It's pretty stark. Sales usually spike, spring and summer. Then they dip dramatically when it gets colder or rainy. And that creates real pressure for retailers managing inventory, managing cash flow. It's a constant balancing act.
So how are manufacturers trying to bridge that gap? Are they just like hibernating through winter?
No, not at all. They're actively looking at developing multi-purpose designs or indoor compatible ones, anything to try and make these chairs relevant all year round, to smooth out that big seasonal slump.
Okay, that makes sense. Then there's this other issue the sources mentioned, commoditization. Basically, the market's seeing this flood of low-cost producers, especially from
Yeah.
Asia, right? And that makes it tough for the premium brands to keep their prices up.
Exactly. And this commoditization, it isn't just about price pressure. It's actually a stark lesson for, well, any product category, really. It shows that without constant innovation, without clear value differentiation, even established brands can quickly find themselves in a race to the bottom, trapped by cheap knockoffs. You get these unbranded chairs flooding online marketplaces. They look similar, but the quality just isn't there. It erodes margins, confuses customers. It's a real problem.
You know, that complaint about chairs breaking after just a couple of trips, that one hits home for me. I think I've personally contributed to that statistic more than once.
Okay.
Which brings us neatly to durability and warranty concerns. And this problem seems particularly bad for online purchases, right? Because you can't physically test how sturdy it is beforehand.
You are definitely not alone there. It leads to really high return rates, frustrated customers, and just significant extra costs for the brands. Trying to balance portability, making it light and easy to carry with actual real-world strength, that remains a huge engineering challenge. And a reputational one, too. It's all about building trust, especially when the customer can't, physically handle the product before they click buy.
So, with all that in mind,
Mhm.
what does this mean for the future? Where is the camping chair headed? Our sources show this market is definitely not sitting still. There seems to be a really clear push towards sustainability.
Absolutely, yeah. The move towards eco-friendly materials isn't niche anymore. It's becoming mainstream. We're talking chairs made from recycled polyester, FSC-certified wood, even compostable parts in some cases. And those certifications, like Blue Sign or OEcoTex for textiles and FSC for wood, they're becoming really key selling points, especially for eco-conscious buyers. It's almost like table stakes now.
Wow, that's a big shift.
Yeah.
Are brands tackling waste in other ways too, like packaging or repairs?
Yes, exactly. Brands are also working on reducing packaging waste and offering repairable parts, which really helps build loyalty, particularly among those environmentally aware consumers, especially in North America and Europe. It's becoming more about the whole product life cycle.
Okay, interesting. Another trend popping up is customization and branding. Things like personalized camping chairs for music festivals, corporate events, even college football teams.
Yeah, it's moving beyond just comfort now. It's becoming about identity, expressing yourself. So people want custom logos, names, specific colors. But even the features are becoming customizable. You might get options like detachable sunshades, little swivel trays, adjustable legs. Consumers really want chairs that feel, tailor-made for their specific lifestyle.
And here's one I didn't really expect, the crossover with indoor and patio use. With remote work still being a big thing, people are apparently repurposing their outdoor gear for using at home.
That's right. That sort of minimalist camping chair you bought for hiking, it might actually look pretty good on your balcony or in the backyard, maybe even the living room for extra seating. And this crossover trend, it extends the product's life, right? Helps justify maybe paying a bit more for it, especially if you want gear that looks good inside but still functions perfectly well outside. Versatility again.
So if we kind of zoom out and connect this to the bigger picture, these trends really show how much consumer values things like convenience, environmental impact, personal expression, how much they're driving innovation, even in what seems like a really simple product category.
Exactly. It's a great example of how products are adapting to our lives, not just, us adapting to the products.
That was genuinely fascinating. Who knew a simple camping chair could tell us so much about, well, everything? Broader consumer trends, market dynamics. It's gone from just a basic utility item to this really multifaceted product, shaped by the recreation boom, by innovation, by these shifting values we've talked about.
It really raises an important question, doesn't it? How many other everyday items, things we barely notice, might be undergoing similar sort of quiet transformations, driven by market forces and changing lifestyles that maybe we're just not seeing yet?
It really makes you wonder, yeah. As you go about your day, maybe notice the chairs around you. Or think about what other humble products you own might be on their own surprising journey of evolution. We hope this deep dive gave you some new insights, maybe sparked your curiosity a bit. And for more in-depth insights into the camping chair market specifically, you can reach out to Cognitive Market Research. They provided the foundational material for our chat today. Until next time, keep exploring.